If I see you put your leg over your head and start licking your gooch, we got a problem.
I'd actually be kind of impressed.
I would be, but I'd be disgusted at the same time.
Episode 5! Welcome back to Talking Points. As always, I haven't changed my name yet. I'm still Daniel Franz Fernandez. This is still James Miller.
Oh, I thought you were Marion Hossa.
No, Marion Hossa is the greatest player of all time.
What are you doing?
Oh,
Shots of
sorry.
water?
Yeah.
Shots, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You got this guy drinking his San Benedito.
San
Guarda
Benedetto.
d'Italia, okay? Take it easy. This is Giancarlo Malache. Yeah, exactly. Mallorca. Fucking guy. Alright, so this week, gonna switch up the pace again a little bit. I think we've actually been doing a pretty good job of switching it up. I kind of appreciate that. But I think first to kick it off, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the UFC right now with Anderson Silva retiring. And I'm going to kick that off to the UFC man himself, James Miller.
Yeah, it's a pretty. It was definitely a sad moment for UFC losing. Potentially, well, not losing, but a legend in the pretty much a legend for sure. A Hall of Famer is done.
It was a happy sad.
It was, but it was probably one of the more heartbreaking things I've had to watch in sports, to be honest. Because I mean, Anderson Silva is my favorite fighter, and he was actually fighting against another fighter who I really enjoy watching, which is Uriah Hall. And I think it was more the actual match itself. If you did watch the fight, you could see there was like kind of like Anderson Silva was ready to go. And he looked good in the start. He actually was coming out pretty strong. Uriah Hall, on the other hand, looked like he did not want to be in that ring in a sense. Like he
didn't actually.
I think he enjoyed the moment.
Yeah.
But he was sad because he knew what beating him meant.
Yeah.
And he did not want to do that. And at the end of the fight, when he finally, knocked him out, which not many have done. Only one other man has done really. He was pretty upset. He was crying, you know what I mean? But Anderson Silva, humble as always, he pretty much told him, it's your time now, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping Uriah Hall takes that and goes on a run with that. But again, an absolute legend in the sport. The guy's phenomenal. I mean, he still owns, the record for wins, for consecutive wins, which is 16.
Does he?
He still owns that record at the
I
moment.
didn't know that.
Consecutive fights, not title defenses, because obviously that's what he
Well, he was a really good character. Like he brought a lot of. I mean, each fighter kind of has their own character, but he brought a lot.
Yeah, probably one of the best to entertain while winning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean, he paved that way for guys like Conor McGregor and
exactly.
What's this, Israel Adesanya and these guys like that. Like the way they kind of compose themselves in the ring, and they kind of have that little flair, and they mess with guys and they mess with their head. Like Silva kind of started all that, and it's. I mean, Damian Maia put a stop to it. But I mean,
wow, he when he fought Damian Maia, that was pretty much he just. To me, it seemed like he kind of took a bit off because he's probably like, I'm gonna fight again soon. Mm-hmm. I know. Why don't I just relax?
Have I not?
Because he tore Damian Maia apart in the first.
Have I not seen though? Is like I feel like that too. Is just like with the UFC is. I feel like fights are so much more spread out with certain people. Like there's just such a long period of time between their fights, and I guess it's to build the hype and build the publicity. But like when I feel like I haven't been crazy into the UFC probably since that Anderson Silva fight where he snapped his leg in two. Yeah. That was disgusting. But I kind of stopped. I fell off the earth with the UFC there. But it's like from before then, I felt like these guys were fighting like every 3 months. Like they were just like always fighting.
Yeah, they not really like no? For the most part, those guys, like most fighters back then, they had maybe 3 fights at the most a year.
Yeah, well that's every 4 months. Though.
But look at all the big names they really had. Now they're kind of striving to get those big names. I mean, they're starting to get guys like Adesanya. You know what I mean? McGregor's still kicking around. Like they had Khabib, but. They're far and few, you know what I mean? Like they're trying to find that next big guy, right? And there's a couple guys that have a lot of potential coming up, but are they going to be able to do it? Because I mean, in the fight game, I mean, for guys to go on a long 16 fight win streak is not always easy to do. I mean, you look at it, they might win a fight, lose a fight, win a fight, win 3, lose 2. It's going to happen, especially after you get knocked out. It's a lot easier to get knocked out after that too, right? It's a tough sport, man, but it's you know, there's a lot of really good talent that's coming in, especially with the Contender Series and that. So I mean, it's getting there.
Yeah, we watched that the other night. Those kids look nasty.
Yeah.
Except for that one guy that looked like Lurch.
But see, the thing is, with someone like Anderson Silva, he made it look so easy. I mean, he was not fighting schlubs. He was fighting guys with names behind them. Guys like Vitor Belfort, Dan Henderson. You know what I mean? Like, these guys were always having opportunities to fight for titles. You know what I mean? And it's not even like he just beat them by a decision. He was massacring people in that ring.
Did Silva do the Ultimate Fighter? Was he a coach? I believe he was, wasn't he?
I remember.
I think probably one of the Brazil ones. I think he did one of the Brazil because they they had ones like obviously for North America, and they had ones in Brazil and
so I remember the Henderson Bisbing one. I remember watching that one. That was just chaos. It was hilarious.
Yeah,
it was great. I love Michael Bisbing. He's great.
He pisses people off. So.
That's why I like him. He's such a shit disturber.
Yeah.
He's
but
fantastic.
I mean, like I said, Anderson Silva, like he's kind of cryptic on his like retirement, but it's pretty much he will not fight in the UFC again because Dana White said like that's enough.
Has he retired before?
No.
He hasn't.
So what happened was he broke his leg.
Right.
Went on that little
hiatus. Yeah.
Came back, fought for the title again, and then, he got knocked out. You know, came back to refight, broke his leg. Then that's when he went on the hiatus. Okay. And then he came back. When he came back, he fought Nick Diaz, and he was gone for a while because obviously he had to recover the leg. So when he fought Nick Diaz, it was a no contest. So Nick Diaz was cut for smoking weed. So he had like a suspension for like 2 years or something stupid. And Silva, because of the leg break, he was having a hard time getting the old Johnson solid for the wife. So he had to. He was actually taking like a clinical sex drug or whatever, and there was something in it that was a banned substance, and he wasn't aware, right, whether he was or not. Sure. You know, there's always that discussion between people.
Let the man do what he's got to do to get his wife.
So he ended up getting suspended for time as well, and that kind of again put him on the slow roll. Then when he got back, you know, he fights Michael Bisping, right? In my opinion, he won that fight. Full out won that fight. But hey, they gave it to Michael Bisping, and then he went on to fight Derek Brunson, and he ended up winning that fight. And then he took the fight with Daniel Cormier, and that kind of was the guy just laid on him the whole fight. So he took that in like 2 days' notice, and then after that it just kept declining. It was just like a downhill thing for him after that.
Is there a direction for UFC topic today, or are we kind of just?
I'm just kind of just talking.
Just talking.
So like, cause I had a question actually. So like, I understand that UFC, like all sports, is also not entertaining a crowd anymore, right?
Yeah, they're keeping it. Well, they have the Fight Island, so they're.
Oh, do they?
Yeah,
okay.
They are fighting in other places. Like I think Florida is one of the areas. I think that's where they mainly fight, other than their Fight Island that they have. But it has been in Abu Dhabi with the Fight Island. I think for now, until things really do calm down, Dana doesn't see a need for it.
Right.
He's like, why bother? Why put anybody in jeopardy? Just keep it the way it is for now, and just so he can keep it going. Because then if they have outbreaks and stuff, then they're gonna have a fucking problem.
Right. Is there a good prospect of a future in regards to like a Conor McGregor, an Anderson Silva, right? Just like those two great characters truly drive a lot of marketing for the sport. Just the raw marketing for the sport. Do you see Dana White trying to fill their spots in, or did he already?
See, I think there's a couple fighters kicking around that have been around for a little bit now, and there's also ones that are just newly coming in. You know, I like when I do watch those fights where you don't really know who the guy is. You know, and I like to pay attention and kind of look how they fight and their skill set. And you can kind of judge and say, hey, that kid's got potential. He could go somewhere. Uriah Hall is definitely one of those kids. He has the knockout power. He has the strength. He has the will to do it. But he's his own worst enemy at times. He look at it in that Silva fight. You could tell it's almost as if he didn't want to win. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I felt watching that fight.
Me too.
And that's as a fighter, as someone who's looking to get up that ladder and fight for a title. That's not the right attitude, right? I mean, you kind of commend it, but you know, there's other guys kicking around. There's one guy in particular that I'll say, I've seen him in 2 fights now myself, and the look of him, he looks like he can be a contender like down the road, which is Billy Quarantillo. That's one guy, in my opinion, that's going to have a very good shot. But there's definitely other guys like Sugar Sean O'Malley. Like he's definitely got a lot of pep. He's a very Conor McGregor-esque type guy. You know, he likes to counter shots.
Skittle-colored hair.
But he's very, very like slender. So like he ended up breaking I think it was his ankle. He messed up in the last fight.
Yeah, we watched that one,
So,
he messed up
unfortunate
and then, but I mean, we're also shortchanging a current champ is Adesanya.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
Adesanya,
Adesanya kind of goes without saying. Right now, he's on top. Right now, he's a very good fighter.
I like him.
I'm not particularly a fan of his attitude at times. But
he's a dick.
Hey, it's not even that. It's just stupid little things, comments made. But hey, to each their own, right? He's got his own personality. That's the way the kid is. What do you?
I like Adesanya. I don't know. There's something about him. Like I remember watching him like when he like first sort of started coming up, and like he was more humble back then. And now he's so flashy now. But just like the way he fights is just hilarious to watch. Like he moves with this air of just like not giving a shit, and it's funny because like you'll throw a swing at him and he'll just back off and he'll look at you, and then next thing you know it's a hand coming or a foot. Or something is just coming your direction, and he barely broke face.
Even that other kid that's even that other kid that's holding the title right now down, I believe it's in bantamweight, which is Figueiredo. He looks great. Like he's just just a little killer. Like he's just knocking guys out.
I feel like they've put so much focus on like the middleweight and things like that, like Gaethje, all these guys. Like they've put so much focus.
Well, that's why we've seen Dana sign that big oath.
Yeah,
because he's like, we need heavyweights. It's like, he didn't even want
the heavyweight division died so quickly. Like
because all the big guys left. Like you know what I mean? You had Brock Lesnar, you had Cain Velasquez, you had Junior Dos Santos.
Who was the guy who died?
His careers.
Who was the guy who died? The Street Fighter.
Oh, Kimbo
Slice.
Did he die?
Yeah, he died.
Oh shit!
He died like 5 years ago.
And a lot of the guys that are still around, like even Roy Nelson was around for a long time, and he's
Big
gone,
country,
right? Ever since he kicked Big John, that was pretty much the writing was on the wall there.
Yeah.
He kicked Big John?
Oh yeah, he kicked the shit out of Big John.
Oh shit.
Because whoever he was, I can't remember the fighter that he was fighting, but the guy was out cold, and Roy Nelson looked at the ref, looked at Big John, and he's like, "What? Keep hitting him, right?"
Yeah.
So he didn't want to hurt the guy because the guy's knocked out. So he keeps hitting him, and he wouldn't call the fight soon enough. So once he finally called it, Roy Nelson was pissed off, and he ended up kicking him in the ring. Like he kicked him, and then that was it. He pretty much like, "You're done."
Well, like, is that more the UFC or the Nevada State Commission?
I would say that was probably a bit of both.
I would say it's probably more Nevada.
Probably Dana White though, because Dana was probably like, "Buddy, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Get out of here." And right now, so let's be honest, his career wasn't really going to go much anywhere after that anyway.
What, you didn't like to belly shake the end of the fucking?
No, he was more what a lot of people. It's like kind of like not a secret, but everybody kind of knows. There's always that one fighter that's considered the gatekeeper, right?
What do you mean by
of
that?
Each division, there's like a gatekeeper where it's like you beat him and you're on your next. You're in the top 10. You understand? They're like number 11, 12, and they'll never move from there. It's like, but if you beat that guy, it's like, okay, you've proven that you can be a fighter. You're in the top 10, and you're on your way.
Did you want to talk about Mike Tyson?
Yeah, I was about to say. So, sort of transitioning on to the next fighter. Just keeping on the fight game here is I want to talk about like Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson released that video of him training a little while back, and I mean, he looks good. First off, I mean, the guy looks like he moves like he's not. How old is he again?
He's still got it.
50.
He old anyway.
55.
Something like that. But
keep talking.
He's moving like a fucking 20-year-old. You know what I mean? He looks good. He looks like he's kept his conditioning up. He's got back into the training.
One thing I'll say, if he doesn't come out to Phil Collins in the air tonight in his next fight, I'll be upset.
54 and a half.
54 and a half. That's very precise. But exactly. So first off, your walk-up music's got to be Phil Collins there, Mikey. I don't give a shit.
100%.
Yeah, and then, but no, like going back to, so he wants to start, there's already been talks about this fight that he's having for charity, and he's going to come back, and he's going to fight and this, that, and the other, and like, there's been lots of names thrown out there. You know this.
Roy Jones Jr.
Roy Jones Jr., thank you. And then there's been lots of, people that actually came out and said, I wouldn't mind a crack at it, like George LaRock.
I was hearing something.
George LaRock said he'd fight him.
I was hearing something about that fight though. Apparently they're putting like some sort of like restrictions in certain ways of like them actually fighting?
No,
I didn't really look into
they're
it,
changing. So I've kind of read. So it's being run by a thing called Impact Boxing. I was just reading about this today, and basically it's like they're giving them 90 seconds in between rounds as opposed to the minute, just for extra like medical evaluation. Mm-hmm. There's like massively stringent like rules onto whether they can or cannot fight. Like they have to be healthy.
Yeah.
And then like they're changing up their glove weights. Like they're gonna wear like 12-ounce gloves.
And no biting of the ears.
No biting of the ears, preferably. They're gonna give Mike Tyson that Hannibal Lecter muzzle. You know, but you know, and so. But that whole topic, so he basically wants to start the Veterans League, and that goes back to the Impact Boxing guys of, you know, it's basically be a league for, you know, ex-professional boxers who are between the ages of 45 to 60 to, you know, sort of reclaim that glory. Sorry, I just really... I ran all those words together. That was impressive. Yeah. Exactly.
Joe Biden over here.
Hey, man, whatever. But, so yeah, so like, and that's exactly what they were talking about. It's like, you know, a lot of people have come out and said, yeah, I'd love to fight. So like Tito Ortiz was one of them.
Really?
You know, Evander Holyfield said he'd come back.
He wants the other ear.
Oh, you know, yeah, exactly. Evander wants to lose the other ear. He already can't wear the COVID mask. So, you know, and that's, it's interesting. And George LaRock, I still want to see George LaRock get in the boxing ring and just go Tillies. Oh, buddy, are you kidding me? Guy goes in, gets on the ventilator, you know, beats COVID, comes back and beats the shit out of some boxers. I love it. Let's go, George. You know, fuck. But yeah, so I mean, this whole topic and this whole conversation, like about this Veterans League, kind of led us to an idea of, you know, what if there was some sort of league out there, like the golf has it kind of with like, you know, the former pros and the pros now, where, you know, the veterans of the game, the guys who made the game what it is now, you know, versus the guys who are currently playing it. And, I mean, we came up with a few of our matchups that we'd want to see. So, I mean, just so we get this straight, like, this wouldn't be like a full-on, like, you know, if it was a hockey game of 5 versus 5, like an alumni game. No, this would be like a 1v1 skill shootout, the old school Joes versus pros style of things. So, like, you know, you get 3 different athletes from 3 different sports. You pit them up against the top athletes of their sport now. So, Beckham Bawe versus Ronaldo, you know, and like ideas like that. I mean, I'd love to hear what people have for ideas for that, but I mean, I think we'll talk about ours. I mean, at least it's skills comp, boys.
Well, sorry, just before we steer away from Mike Tyson, I just actually, a total side note, but about Mike Tyson. I saw a video, I think about a week ago, or maybe just over that. There was, just because we're falling into another category we talked about a couple weeks ago, there was this coffee shop, I think near Mike Tyson where he lives, and this coffee shop full out, put a sign up saying, "We do not serve Muslims." And
what?
I'm not joking. And we can actually try and find the video and add the link to it under ours.
I'll find it.
And Mike Tyson came out, and I believe he came out with a friend, or I'm not sure. It was a very vague of the information I collected from the video I saw. He came in. There's no like direct rebuttal. He just came in. It was somebody and started praying from a Muslim. Did Muslim rituals inside the coffee shop. Bought a coffee, right? And then he started doing Muslim rituals inside the coffee shop right in front of the owner. And obviously took a video, and the owner had to sit there. And imagine the owner. Think about it, right? This was the fuck you. The fuck you in this was I think of the owner. The owner's like, oh, fuck, Mike Tyson, right? It's like, yeah, fucking right, Mike Tyson.
This guy faces east and starts going. He's like,
let's
go.
And he starts going and all that stuff. And they did it for like apparently 10 minutes or something like that. And the owner sat there and watched. Like, if you're the owner, you think, wow, Mike Tyson, I'm going to get some attention here, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, no, you got attention.
I'm going to take a photo, get an autograph, this, that, and the other. Yeah, you got a big fuck you.
The guy would have said something to him, he'd be like, excuse me, sir, you can't do that. And he'd be like, you're a bad piece of shit.
Yeah,
exactly. So
this piece of fit.
So just a total side note. I thought that was a really cool video, really funny at the same time. And
Good guy Mike Tyson is what we're
Yeah,
gonna say. Yeah.
And I think a very healthy way, honestly, a very healthy way to fight racism. I think that's probably one of the best ways I've seen in this very delicate time of racial talks everywhere, left, right, and center. That was an obvious racism act, and I think Mike Tyson did something that we should all do, like do something proper as a rebuttal, and I think that was really good.
I like that.
On the Mike Tyson topic,
I think if you or I went in there and tried to pull a stunt like that, you get a hot coffee upside the face.
yeah, that's true.
But
too,
you know
right?
what? Like, it's okay.
He ain't gonna mess with Mike Tyson. 'Cause
Yeah.
Mike Tyson
No, we
will
gotta
rip the
do
shit
that.
apart.
We gotta make some friends with like Stone Cold, and you know,
Yeah.
if the guy steps up, stunners for everybody.
I literally fell
I'll
asleep.
break your goddamn spine.
Cracking beers off the forehead in a coffee shop.
I fell asleep last night watching old wrestling.
There you go.
Stone Cold Kurt Angle.
Oh man.
Please do yourself a favor. Go
Yeah.
on YouTube
Yeah.
and search up Stunner compilation. It's
Oh,
10 minutes long.
Yeah, okay.
It's
okay.
the greatest.
Okay.
In the description.
Yeah.
It'll be in the description
I
just
actually
for
makes me
everybody.
piss myself.
Like Stone Cold. Like Stone Cold.
That
Stone Cold is what the RKO is now.
during
Everyone
the
knows the
invasion,
stunner.
during the invasion, there was 20 stunners in that ring in one sitting. I don't even understand.
Yeah,
He just it's like they all waited. They were like, oh, are you gonna stun me next? Please. It's like it was an honor to be stunned.
Yeah.
I miss the old people's elbow. The most electrifying move in
It's
sports
sports
entertainment is.
And then Booker T came in. Right?
Hey, he was the five-time.
And then Kurt Angle with the ankle twister.
Oh my god.
Okay.
I miss old school wrestling, man.
That's
It's
another
so
one.
funny.
Did you ever Booker T and Stone Cold at the shop at the supermarket?
Yeah.
No, I've
I
never
watched it
seen
last
this
night.
movie.
I watched it last
It's
night.
the greatest thing you'll
Oh
ever
watch
my
it last
god. Alright.
Yeah.
pouring milk on him, beating him with a pizza. He puts him in the shopping cart.
That, and honestly, most people don't know that Donald Trump was in the WWE.
And he got stuttered! He got stuttered by Stone Cold!
It's an honor.
It is an honor.
It's
It is
just
a
It's a
glorious
rite of
honor.
passage. It's a rite of passage.
if that's not
I
America
would
at
pay
its
money to be
finest,
stuttered.
you know? Yeah, 100%.
I would pay money to be
I'd pay money
stuttered.
to get stuttered.
Oh,
Or
my
just
God.
get the people's elbow.
Then who sold it better though, Vince or The Rock?
The Rock.
The Rock. When he flopped like 1,000 times.
Oh my god.
Oh, it was great.
Rock bottom! Rock bottom!
Vince McMahon. Hey, Vince McMahon, the original spaghetti arms.
Oh my god.
The original.
Yeah.
The original spaghetti arms.
Oh man.
Okay.
And-
Alright, sorry.
If anyone doesn't, sorry, just so we all know, like whenever I scream talking points and I scream that woo, that is the Ric Flair woo. Just so we're all very clear. Ric
TM.
Flair. Exactly.
TM.
I'm taking it, Rick. I'm sorry, buddy.
TM.
If you want to shout us out, I'd
When
appreciate
he
it.
gets up drunk, he falls on his face just for Rick.
Woo! Anyways,
Okay, moving
so
on.
back to the point. So we came up with our own idea of like, you know, the sports veteran league, I guess, let's call it, or show. And it would be the pros versus Joes style of 3 athletes who are veterans versus 3 athletes who are current pros, put them through a skills comp. I mean, if I were in that situation, and if you guys were in that situation, who would you want to see? What would be your ideal matchup? We'll go 3. Let's go.
Who's kicking off?
Rock, paper, scissors for all the fuck I care.
Okay.
I think a fun one would be like, you know, you do just for shits and gigs, you know, like Gretzky versus Crosby or something like that.
Mhm.
You know, or Gretzky versus Ovechkin, like just for fun.
So wait, is this a humor thing or is this much more of a like let's see these guys actually go at it?
Well, I mean, for the most part, those guys they're all old.
I
mean,
know,
like, it's
I
not
know.
really gonna be like a big.
So it has to be just for jokes.
And
Not even like no, because like you like even with that, like, you know, everyone's gonna say, well, Gretzky can score mad goals and this that and the other. So put him through like a hit the targets test, and then put him through like, you know,
But
like, you can't do agility tests. Like
Okay, but
Gretzky's old as fuck.
Gretzky's literally been out of the game for as long as he was in the game, 20 years. Okay, so it's a bit of a stretch there.
But that's what
right?
I'm saying though. Is like you gotta put them through just like the competitions of like, you know, that are like are skill based to a certain extent, like, and that, you know, there's skills that aren't gonna leave you. Like, I'm not gonna have Gretzky go up in a 1v1 fucking who can skate around the rink faster because Crosby will dust him.
I think there's ones that could get really heated, like LeBron versus MJ.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't even be like MJ would be probably trying his ass off.
I
feel
would
like
pay
he
money
would
to see
train for that.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I would actually expect these guys to train. You know, I'd really hope so.
I would say, okay, so on a hockey perspective, I would say, like, you have to do very recent retire, like, nothing more than 5 to max 10 years. Like, Teemu Solani would be, like, pretty interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
I think he still has it. I think you could even see it, like, a little bit in his, I don't know.
You can always put Yogs. Yogs is still going.
Yogs is still going, right?
Ageless wonder. How is
You
that
know
guy
what?
not like...
Kovalchuk.
I would
That was that guy not like the 12th wonder of the world or something. He is just an absolute
Honestly,
His
fucking gem.
hair is the 11th.
I would say this, though. I mean, this is all, like, you know, like just random thoughts here, right? But I would say I would watch an all, like, old-timers league. Just an all old-timers league. Okay?
That's why I loved when...
We got a taste of that in the All-Star game.
We talked about that before when there was the Winter Classic versus...
yeah, but they just come out. They come out
yeah.
once a year, right?
And Gary Roberts and Chris Draper tried to kill each other.
Right.
It was fantastic.
They all come out once a year. I would rather see like an entire league of old timers. There's no hitting.
You know what? You know what?
Just a funny show to watch.
I'm going back to our women's league. Put it in the summer.
Yeah, like that.
Look at him. Yeah. Look at him. He's like, yeah.
You know what?
Back to the women's
What
league,
question?
you know?
Put them in there. Put those old motherfuckers in there and let them fucking bang.
Yeah,
Let them try to kill each other. Let's see them
Seriously.
rip clappers and be like, fuck you, you cocksucker. And just rip one.
Who would you rather watch? Like, honestly, who would you rather watch? Going back to last week's episode, would you rather watch...
2 weeks.
2 weeks? Is it 2 weeks now?
2 weeks.
Jesus.
2 weeks.
Would you rather watch a women's hockey league or would you
Oh,
watch
you're
the old timers?
Right on that one.
All right. Well, we're just gonna let.
No, it was a question. It was a
No,
question.
we're gonna let you simmer on that one. While
it was
the
a
rest of the
question.
comments blow up. We're gonna sit over here.
No, it's a question. That's what we're going on.
You doing good?
Anyway.
How's your day been?
Anyway, it's not a fucking. This wasn't a sexist question. It was a simple question. Would you rather watch old timers play hockey or women? That it's a simple question, and we're literally.
We're gonna let you guys answer that one in the
Yeah,
comments.
we're literally piggybacking.
Narcolepsy.
Anyway. See,
I don't know. I don't want to get caught in the sexist debate. I just don't
It's
wanna
not a
do it.
sexist debate unless you make it one.
I know, but I always make it. One.
It's
That's
a
the problem. I'm
question.
trying to avoid it.
It's a question. Did I say it in a tone?
I'll be honest.
a
I would love
question.
to see like the old Maple Leafs team with Tucker and the
that-
boys come back. And play. I would be full for it.
Doug
If
Gilmour-
I don't see Shane Corson, Darcy Tucker, and
Yeah.
Travis Green on a goddamn line, I'd be upset.
McGillney, freaking, what else? Doug Gilmour still plays old-timer hockey all the time.
Dougie G.
Daryl Sittler even puts up the skates.
Lanny
Where's
McDonald
Matt?
would still lace them up.
Where's Matt?
Mats is in Sweden, just...
Let him come back.
He's fucking
That's
awesome.
tanning his balls.
You know? The Sedin brothers would come back.
Let's get Papa
Cujo
Nylander
would
out
play.
there.
Cujo would
Cujo
definitely
would
play.
100% play.
Where the
That
hell
was
is-
the best thing. Oh, both goalies got injured for the Leafs. I think Paul Matier and then Potvin both got injured.
Yeah, then Cujo
Joseph had to play the rest of the game and he was playing stellar. I was like, that's
Where's Felix Potvin?
Right here.
No. Like, you know what I'm
Bless
saying?
his soul.
You know what I'm saying? You know how like you hear like freaking Johnny Bauer had freaking camera time till like until he recently
You know
passed. Where is this Felix Potvin?
You know what? No, I'm telling you right now, we wouldn't even have to call it like
Some
the
guys don't
Veterans
wanna
League or
be in
anything.
the-
It's essentially just like the Coaches League. All these guys are now like coaches. That's
Right,
what they
yeah,
are.
whatever.
Some of
Like
these
Kelly
guys
Rudy,
once-
get off your couch, buddy. Get back in the fucking net.
Some of these guys, once they're done, they don't really bother. You know what I mean? Some of these guys don't really want to be in that spotlight of the team anymore. They're like, just, I had my time. Let me enjoy my family and do whatever. Right?
But yeah, anyway, overall, if they were to have a league, I think I would 100% watch it. I would schedule it on my phone. Like, oh my god, the old time Leafs are playing today. You know,
It'd be pretty cool.
I'd make bets
that'd
on
be
it.
pretty sweet.
I would want them to like record the stats and everything. I want to make bets on it. Like that, I would literally want to.
Old timer fantasy?
Yeah, literally.
Old time fantasy?
Yeah.
I'd play that.
That'd be nuts.
That'd be fucking sweet.
You know what I mean? They should have like a 32 game season with playoff and everything. Just no hitting.
Sponsored by Viagra.
See, Alex, talk to your doctor today. Oh, man.
50-minute overtime periods.
Shoot hard, play hard, stay hard.
So yeah, I think that's our made up scenario. But
Oh, my God. That's good.
They're only allowed to use wooden sticks.
yeah,
Oh, I agree with that.
yeah.
The old fucking thing. I saw a guy bring back one of those old the aluminums.
Oh, the Al Cancilla special?
Fuck me.
Fucking A. That guy still plays with those. How? Anyways. Alright, well, so, for our last topic, we're going to talk about the 7 teams that do not have a captain and who we believe should be the captain of each team and why.
Okay,
So
so
the
let's,
list is...
So the list is Detroit, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, Ottawa, St. Louis, and Vegas.
Alright. So, what team are we going to start off with?
I'll start with Detroit.
Detroit?
Yep.
So realistically, they really don't have a lot of leaders, in my opinion. It's all like they're a young team coming in.
Is Mike Green
They
on
did
there?
sign some. No, Mike Green's gone. So they did sign
Yeah,
some new
okay, hold
guys.
on.
Mike Green, I think he's
You
pretty.
want me to get the roster?
Yeah, I'm going to get the rosters
Okay,
up.
let me get the roster. Don't worry, you don't have to do it.
I already know. It's like Dylan Larkin and Anthony Mantha are definitely like potential.
I thought Mantha too. That would be mine.
Those are potentials. It doesn't mean that they're gonna get it.
No, but I'm saying if we were in charge, if we were the coaches or GMs or whoever.
Okay, let me name people. Okay, so Dylan Larkin, Anthony Mantha, Tyler Bertuzzi, Mark Stahl.
He just got there.
He just got there, right? Robbie Fabry. Let's see, Sam Gagne.
Yeah, he was there, kind of left.
Philpula's there?
Yeah,
They just re-signed him.
Philpula's there.
Yeah, but
Bobby Ryan just got there.
Bobby Ryan, yeah,
Booby!
Franz Nielsen just got there.
he's been there for a bit.
Or okay, yeah, you're
There
probably
for a
right.
while.
Sorry, that's right.
Alright,
They're
so
gonna go with somebody younger. They're gonna go with someone like
off those
Larkin.
names alone, I can tell you who would be CAA. Alright, so for the captain, I'm giving it to Philpula. And the whole reason why is because he's been there, guy plays well, you know, he's been in very tough situations for teams, and you know, he's a great player. I think
he's been injured.
but it
I don't
doesn't
think he
matter.
even played last
It doesn't
season. That's
matter
what I
though,
remember.
because
Yeah.
like the guy's been through it all. Exactly. So even with the injury, he's been through it all.
Okay, but I'm gonna go against you on the Philpula pick because I thought he was Swedish. He's not. He's Finnish. Sorry, Detroit is an all Swedish like that. They believe in Sweden.
All
okay?
Swedish, no Finnish.
Yeah.
See what I'm gonna say? Like I said, I'm gonna stick with a Dylan Larkin, Anthony Mantha idea. I think Larkin will get it because he's been there longer. Obviously, they know him better. I think he has the best shot
I
at
think-
getting it.
And he's a current assistant captain.
As I was gonna say, I think Larkin and Mantha should be the assistants.
Yeah.
Those
Well,
would be
I think I'm gonna go with Larkin simply because I think he's that franchise name at the very moment. Like he's the best name that they got. He's I just looked it up. He's American, right? And if they want to, I mean, they don't really have any Swedish players anymore. So it looks like they're steering away. They're probably gonna go American, and because they do have a couple Americans on there. And yeah, Dylan Larkin. That's my pick. Let's move on.
Dylan Larkin. All right.
Yeah, let's
Here
move
it
on.
is.
Okay, next team we got New York Rangers.
So the Rangers, they have a couple of decent ideas for who is going to be the captain there. A lot of teams like to typically go with defensemen, is usually the idea, but here I think you have a guy like Mika Zibanejad, who's been there a while.
Exactly who I was gonna say.
He's really put up points. He's become a leader in that dressing room. Another guy that has the potential as well is Chris Kreider, who they just signed to a
hold on,
7-year
hold
deal.
Hold on, Mika Zibanejad also looks like a pirate though. When I mean,
Yeah.
who doesn't want to be led
Want
by?
to name some players? Let's name some players. So we have Panarin.
He will plunder Djibouti.
We have Panarin, we have Kako, we got Tony DeAngelo, Zibanejad,
Ooh, the sauce.
Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome's on there.
Yeah.
Chris Kreider.
He's okay. I don't even think he's signed
Let's see. Jacob Trouba. Though
Yeah, no,
that's about it.
my picks. I'm going Zibanejad as the captain. I think I'm actually gonna give it to the sauce. I'm gonna give an A to the sauce.
Yeah, but they already have A's. They already know who their assistants are going to be because obviously one of their assistants is the captain right now. Or, you know what I mean? Like, is going to be the captain. One of those
but
assistants is
I'm
going to be the
always
captain.
saying you can always switch it, man. You can always go nuts.
Yeah, but I mean, it's, I don't know. I don't see it.
And yeah, so I'm gonna go. For me, I'm gonna go Zibanejad, Tony the Sauce DeAngelo, and Artemi Panarin.
I'm gonna go just because I'm gonna go with Ryan Strome. I'm gonna go with Ryan Strome. I know he's a Canadian boy and all that stuff, but he just looks that he has that captain look. Zibanejad he's great. He just has. What do you mean? What?
It's like I feel like I'm sitting in an episode of fucking or the movie Moneyball right here. He's got that captain look.
He's got that.
Yeah, he has the captain look. Yeah.
Well, wait, hang on. We already said Zibanejad looks like a pirate, so if anything, he's got the captain look.
Yeah, I'm the captain
He's
now.
No, there's nothing to laugh at. Ryan Strome is captain material in regards to like the definition of one. Okay, in so many ways. That's why they picked Tavares over Matthews, because Tavares has the captain look and the air about him as captain. So. Yeah.
Also.
Yeah,
Matthews
and if I'm not mistaken,
is
who was the captain of the Canadian team that Ryan Strome was on in the juniors? Was it not Ryan Strome?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
So, out of all people, let's see.
You know what? The only other pirate that I know is Pirate Steve from Dodgeball. Look what he did. Who am I to share all this booty with? Yar!
He's got a point.
Pirate Steve.
He's got a talking point.
That guy know talking point.
So yeah, next team. Let's go with Minnesota Wild.
Mini?
Yep.
Zach Parise. Right off the hop, I'm going Zach Parise. Or Parise?
Parisi.
Fuck, figure out your name first.
No.
Then we'll give you a captain.
Yeah, Zach Parise, yeah, 100%.
I disagree there.
Yeah?
No. I'd probably go with, if you're going out of like him and his buddy that went over there, I'd be going Ryan Suter.
Really?
Yeah. I'd be going with Ryan Suter.
I don't know. I'm going Parise just because, the kid's got a lot of potential. I can't say kid. He's been in the league for a while now.
Even a guy like he's been there a little while now. I mean, he's been in kind of trade talks. They've talked about him, but I mean, a guy like Matt Dumba too. Like especially with
the Hockey Diversity Alliance.
That's the thing.
The HDA is becoming the captain.
But, I mean, wouldn't that be fitting though? Like, you know what I mean? He comes out with all that, and then now it's like you're going to be the captain because it would look so good around their team at this point in time.
Yep.
I could see it happening.
I mean,
that's all I'm saying.
I mean, also, so let's just talk about it. Minnesota is the fucking team that retired the number 1 for their fans. Like,
what?
They retired the number 1 jersey for their fans. They said the fans are number 1, so they retired the jersey. Boys, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did the Matt Dumba thing. I don't think Matt Dumba's a terrible player, but he does not deserve a captaincy. I don't care.
Again, but you can't say that. You don't know that. How is he in the dressing room? Are you the coach?
Okay, yeah, no,
I don't go around creeping guys in the dressing room.
What's his name? Saying. What's his name? Was captain of the fucking Florida Panthers for a while there. McKenzie. Right? Like, you don't know who the fuck that guy is. Like, nobody. He wasn't a big point-getting player. Or anything
I don't think Matt. Like, look, at this point, right? It's going to look like.
Don't do it.
If they pick Matt Dumba, it's going to look like pity.
Yeah,
is what I'm saying.
I think that's
it's
exactly
going to look like an eye roll. Like,
that's
really?
Exactly it.
Like, why? Like,
I agree, but I can see it happening. Is what I'm saying.
100%. But it's like Zach Parise. Did he not have it at one point?
No, I think he was an assistant. I think Mikko Koivu was the captain.
Okay.
Yeah,
well,
and when he was in Jersey, he was not captain.
Understand so. Also, Minnesota is actually one of the hockey centers of America. Okay, I know the team has never gone anywhere really, but still, like a hockey center of America is one of the Minnesota.
It's a big hockey town.
And I'm pretty sure Zach Parise is not somewhat from the state, if I'm not mistaken. I gotta look that up, but. It would be really weird that they don't give it to him. That doesn't make any sense. Yeah, he's the veteran. He's the highest paid guy. He's the guy that Minnesota celebrated.
Yeah, but that's why I said a guy like Ryan Suter who came there with Parise and it was a big.
No, I'm saying you give Parise the C, Dumba. And
they were trying to move Parise
Suter
recently, so I don't see them giving him the captaincy.
I think they'll give it to him.
He wanted out of there. They were going to move him for Andrew Ladd to the Islanders.
The pride of Maple Ridge.
Another
so I
American.
don't see a C jumping on his jersey.
British Columbia.
No.
Andrew Ladd's from Maple Ridge.
Oh, Andrew Ladd. Yeah.
Sorry, then I'm thinking of the other American on Winnipeg. Was it Wheeler or the other one?
Blake Wheeler?
You probably didn't know Wheeler.
I think it's Wheeler.
Wheeler's
no, Andrew Ladd is from Maple Ridge. Yeah. I know that because my buddy's from Maple Ridge and he likes to talk about
Blake Wheeler I got confused with. Yeah.
So we got our picks in there. What's the next one we're rolling here?
Vegas.
Yeah.
Well, right away.
Ryan Reeves. No. Arrivederci, give him the C.
Freaking Marc-Andre Fleury.
No, I was just gonna say, watch someone
Fuck
stupid
that.
ass say that.
You can't give goalies the C, and we
This
know
guy
that. We've
basically
seen that
goes to the
happen
finals
before.
every year. He basically said "fuck you" to Pittsburgh for trading him.
And then they stab him in the back by signing Robin Leonard.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me that they're gonna give this guy the C? They almost gave him the boot yet for all the C.
Okay.
I think a player that they're gonna pick for there would be a guy like Mark Stone.
And let's tell them what these guys have. So Marc-Andre Fleury, I'm gonna say Marc-Andre Fleury as an option, okay, even though it's not even possible.
So you're going no captain then.
Shut up. All right, so we have we got Alex Tuch, we got Patches O'Houlihan.
Yeah, no, we're not talking Petrovich. That guy's.
Yeah, I know. We got William Karlsson.
I think Carlson would be okay.
Honestly, Marchessault is
So
I say Marchessault. Okay.
Okay, 'cause-
Mark Stone, Shea Theodore, Alec Martinez, which is a Stanley Cup champion, multi-Stanley
He
Cup champion.
did just get there. Though,
Okay.
so I don't
What
see
about
them put the C on him.
Pietrangelo?
Pietrangelo,
No,
right?
I'm not put a C on him. He, I'm telling you, some of those guys, like once they've been captain and dealt with that, like sometimes they go places they don't really want to bother with it. They just want to play hockey, right?
Yeah.
And just do what they got to do.
It's probably
Alright.
why. It's probably why he chose.
So
the
He's
desert
gonna be a
anyway.
leader in that room.
So
for sure.
what I'm gonna say is I'll list off my captain and my two assistants right now. Is I honestly believe that William Karlsson will probably end up the captain. William Karlsson is probably one of their best players, easily one of their best scorers for sure. Then they're gonna put an A on Pietrangelo, and then they're gonna float that last A around. And I think that last A is gonna be like sort of what like the Leafs do with what's it called? Marner and Riley when they float it between like, you know,
Yeah,
if we're away and home, you get it. And I think that's gonna be between either Alex Tuch or it will exactly go to like Robin Leonard or one of the goalies.
No, they can't go to the goalie. They can't wear it. They don't.
I know,
wear it.
but that's what I'm saying. Is they're only gonna roll
What
with
they're
one
gonna
assistant.
no, because they got dude. Mark Stone's there. Mark Stone.
Yeah, that's what I was
Maybe
gonna say.
Stone, yeah, maybe.
It's Stone.
I see
It's
the
Stone.
captaincy going
It's,
in.
it's obvious.
That's where I see them. I see them going with because that guy, he's a leader. He leads on and off the ice like he does what
Yeah.
he's gotta do, right? So I mean, I see him being the guy.
I feel bad for Fleury though. I just don't even want to get into that. Fuck.
Well, he's literally gonna be sharing time with Robin Leonard now. So
I know, but they did him so dirty.
he got done dirty by Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He got done dirty even worse.
Moving on to Stone, Carlson.
Carlson.
Okay. Moving on to Ottawa. Ottawa Senators. Brady Kachuk, Thomas Chabot.
Shabbat.
Chabot.
Do you know how to pronounce these? What are you fucking?
Bro.
Are you having a dog
they're
cherry day?
small- Yeah, you know what.
Are you gonna talk?
Ah, fuck it.
Matt Murray, Josh Brown, Alex Galchenyuk, Colin White. I mean, these Zaitsev,
Nikita. No.
He's really good.
Connor Brown.
Connor Breezy.
my homie.
Let's see.
Connor Breeze.
Matthew Pekka? Nah. Artem Anisimov? Nah. Dadonov.
No, he just got there.
Daddy.
Yeah.
That's potential. It's potential.
I think the captain is
It's
going
an
to
absolute toss-up.
Kachuk.
Do you understand? I say there's no captain. They will not pick a captain.
I think this is on the laurels that they do pick one, right? So I mean, I'm gonna say the two players that have the opportunity for it would definitely be, like he said, Brady Kachuk and Thomas Chabot. Thomas Chabot is now pretty much their top franchise defenseman, and he's a Canadian boy as well. So I see them going more in the Thomas Chabot
I'm
area
going
than Brady
Kachuk.
Kachuk.
Chabot is an A, and then I actually still think they'll slap an A on Daddy.
Okay. I'm going to say
I'm
Chabot.
slap Daddy's A. Which one?
I'm going to say Chabot.
Disgust me.
I'm going to say Chabot.
yeah.
Okay.
We're having moments here.
I'm going to say Chabot specifically because
He's gonna slap his Chabot.
he's the thing that is closest to replacing the Carlson that they got rid of.
Chabot.
So, yeah.
He's trying to like, be
Anyway.
serious. And you're being a fucking idiot.
I'm sorry.
Alright, who are you going with? Who?
I just said it.
Oh, yeah, you did. I fucking
Yeah.
forgot.
So Chabot.
Alright.
Because they're replacing Carlson. That's it.
William Karlsson, greatest
no, but-
defenseman in the league right now.
It is not even close.
In the league right
Yeah,
now.
not even close. You gotta be healthy to be the best. Like, you gotta be able to complete seasons. Okay? Did they make the playoffs? No, not. I don't think they made the playoffs with him.
I think they made second last.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
I think.
Anyway, there's one more team.
Devils.
Devils. Yeah. Devils.
Devils.
The Devils.
Anyone that even puts in the comments that the Devils should make Taylor Hall the captain, get the fuck out.
Taylor Hall is gone. What is wrong?
Taylor Hall. Sorry, fuck. What am I?
He was traded to
I just
Arizona
had-
and has
oh
now
my God.
signed with Buffalo.
Okay.
We'll cut that, don't
We're
worry.
gonna cut that.
I hope you cut
Yeah,
that.
let me announce some names here. We got Kyle Palmieri, Jack Hughes, PK Subban, Nico Hischier.
I've already got my choice.
Yeah, you passed it right the
Let's
first
see.
time, you nailed
I
it.
know I did. Oh wait, we do have Travis Zajac, who's been there.
Oh
Yeah.
God,
Right?
that fucking.
That's
bummer.
hard to tell him no. Right?
See, I gotta say, like,
Doesn't Zajac wear the A right now?
He does.
I think Zajac is like at the end of his line. Like it's like he's got one season, or two maybe left.
But
and he's
that's
done.
part of the reason why I think
But
they might go with him.
I
Is they
actually
might just
disagree.
do-
I think if they go with the veteran guy over the young guy, they go Kyle Palmieri
Yeah.
because he's been there quite a while too, and he's actually still producing. So I mean, a guy like that, unless they're looking to trade him this season at some point, if not, I think Nico Hischier will be the guy that's gonna get it.
I think that.
Unless Jack Hughes down the line can figure it
Look,
out.
I'm
He
gonna
did not have a great.
I'm gonna say it right
season,
now is I think that Detroit is a giant fucking dumpster fire. It's like no one.
Ottawa has been a dumpster fire for the past 3 years.
No, I'm.
We took some of that last
I said
season.
Detroit.
Yeah.
New Jersey.
New
Excuse
Jersey,
me.
New
New
Jersey,
Jersey
yes.
is a well, Detroit too,
Yeah.
but New Jersey's a bigger dumpster fire. Like if they were having a dumpster fire competition, like
They're just not.
Detroit is a garbage can fire. Like the hobos all stand around.
Look.
And New Jersey is one of those like GFL,
See now,
like fucking full on dumpsters.
This is where
that get-
you'll have to. We can all take a look, take a step back and look at these teams that had a fucking number one franchise guy who was fucking disgusting. They had Martin Brodeur for years, right? Once that guy leaves you, you're not even like a. When you're a shit team, you're a shit team because obviously they have not had the goaltending. They now have Blackwood, who's actually playing pretty well, and then they went out and got. They just went out and got Corey Crawford, so he's obviously going to take starts from him. But I think they're more looking for Crawford to be the backup.
Okay.
Blackwood will be.
Okay, but back to
But
my.
I'm saying, when you have that number one fucking goalie, right? They're pushing your team. They're making you look better every night.
Yeah, okay, but like back to that point, is you
Like
could say
Montreal.
the same thing with Detroit was Pavel Datsyuk. You know, and like after Datsyuk left, Detroit became the number one kicking team.
Yeah,
And,
but they still had a pretty good team on the ice, even with Jimmy Howard in the net. They still had Zetterberg. They still had Datsuk. They still had.
They never had both of them
Stephen
at the same time.
Nicholas Cromwell for a good portion.
They
of
never
time.
had both.
So good.
They never had Datsuk and Zetterberg at the same time for the better second half of their career.
No, but they still.
So-
But anyways,
they
but-
still
but
had a
anyways,
good team.
so
on
on
New Jersey, I picked Travis Zajac simply on royalty. I think it's so hard to give it to anybody else, and it's even. I mean, it's just as hard to say no to him. You can't give it to Jack Hughes because there is so much veterans. There's so much better veterans than him out there. Like how could you give it to Jack Hughes?
Oh no!
What's that?
I'm saying.
How could you
I
give
was
it-
saying down the line.
I know.
Down the line.
I know, but if we're picking one,
his
if we're
game.
picking one for the 2021 season,
Oh, I'm saying.
how,
Yeah,
how do you give it to Jack Hughes
No.
and not to PK Subban?
for sure.
Right?
So that's why I'm going.
I understand
That's
PK
why I'm going
Subban.
Nico and I'm going.
Right.
I'm going Palmieri. Those are my veterans.
I say Travis Zajac. He has been a Devil for
But
how
who
long?
will success him once he
Okay,
once
so-
he's retired?
That's
So-
fine.
sorry,
Well, I'm just
sorry.
curious what you're.
Well, I think the team's different by the time that happens.
So what
Yeah.
I'm going to agree on that. If I had to pick one and I had to go on that alone, I would agree with Zajac. But down the line, I do agree with you, as I believe it's going to be either Jack Hughes or Nico Hischier. And me personally, I'm leaning more towards Nico Hischier. The guy is gross.
Yeah.
I mean, Jack Hughes, God bless your soul, you're a great fucking player, but God, did you struggle to find the net there? I just remember watching Jack
Both
Hughes.
top picks, both him
But no,
and
I
Kakko.
just remember him watching those like highlights of him like every game when he hit the post on the open net. and he fucking lost it. I felt so bad. My heart broke for a little bit. I was like, come on, man.
It happens, man. And
Come on,
you're
man.
never perfect, man.
Okay, so
It's a
moving
different
on, we're going to St. Louis. And
All right, the last and final after
Yeah.
losing your captain.
Yeah, then this is gonna be interesting. I think it comes down to maybe a 4-man decision here. Okay, so
You want me to drop it? I'll drop it right now.
drop it.
Ryan O'Reilly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's.
I think-
Ryan O'Reilly.
I think that's
Okay.
who will get it.
All three of them agreed. I dropped it.
Okay, I think we all agree to that. But let's look at there's a lot of close runner-ups and arguments wise. Okay, Vladimir Tarasenko.
I think he definitely gets,
Right.
gets a
Yeah.
shit.
He gets an A.
It's tough to say no to him, but obviously O'Reilly just fits better, right?
He gets an A.
We have let's see, Braden Shen, right? I mean, I know it's just he's not old enough to get it, and on a team like that, but again, it's caliber, right? We also have Steen, a veteran, been around the block. Like it's hard to not, you know what I
He's
mean?
been there a long time.
I think
he's close to.
He's in the top 3.
because of the injuries.
Yeah.
He's and that's the thing too. You want your captain to be in the lineup a good portion, and he's been injured a lot last season too. Like
Yep.
he missed a lot over the last few seasons. He's missed a lot. Of
Yeah.
time.
No, I'm going Ryan O'Reilly. I'll give Tarasenko an A. And should anything happen to O'Reilly, like if O'Reilly, say for example, gets injured, goes on long-term injury, I'd take the C from him and I'd slap it on Tarasenko.
Yeah.
I don't think that works like that, but
You can strip anyone. You can literally.
yeah, but they would never do that. Like if they appoint him captain, they wouldn't be like, "Oh crap, buddy, because you're hurt, we're gonna take that from you and put it on this guy." It
Yeah.
doesn't work like that.
Why not?
Because you don't do that.
All right.
What do you
First
mean,
off,
why not?
I just want to ask one question: who is the greatest captain of all time? Go. I don't want to hear any discussion. Go.
Gretzky.
Okay, Gretzky.
Wait, 1 second. Sorry, one question. Captain in regards to like
Hockey team.
acting. He acts like a captain, or just he has a C,
He was
and
a
based
C.
on his performance,
He was the C.
just a C.
Yeah.
No, it's hands down Wayne. I think the question should be anybody but Wayne Gretzky. Go.
I'm gonna go with 2 guys right now.
Anybody but Wayne Gretzky. Wayne Gretzky
I'm
cannot
going
be
with
an
2. I'm
answer.
going with 2. My number 1 is Jerome McGinley. My number 2 will be Sidney Crosby.
All right.
Those are the 2 I'm going with.
Go ahead.
I think my number 1, and it's biased, extremely biased, but Doug Gilmour, 100,000%. There's for so many reasons. I'm not going to get into it, but and second, geez, there's a lot of ties in my head. Top of the head, top of the.
I mean, you all forgot the greatest captain of all time.
If Marion Hossa was not a
He
captain.
was never a captain.
He was never a captain. Hey, you know who was a captain?
Who?
Charlie Conway from the Mighty Ducks.
And that does it for today. Tune in
Best
next week.
top points, baby! Woo!
Tune in next week. Jesus. Okay.